The show. All right, this new month brings new reads. So here to help us find the perfect story to dive into is the multi-talented, my friend, the one, the only, Tanya Sam. Hi, Tanya. Thank you for being here.
Happy July. We are, halfway through the year, and it's a beautiful summer here in Atlanta. And I've got some great reads. Whether you're going to the beach, you're going to Paris, I've got some fun stuff, not just for us as adults, but also I heard what you guys were saying, and I brought some for the kids, too.
Okay, I love that you do that. I just love seeing you in general. So let's start with the first book.
Well, the first book I'm very excited about, The Paris Widow. And this is something I'm going to segue a little bit because this is an Atlanta native who was a mom. She raised her kids and she had all these stories inside her head, and she decided in her free mom time to sit down, and this is her 12th book.
What?
She is a Buckhead native. Kimberly Bell wrote The Paris Widow. I was first introduced to her actually when I joined a book club in Buckhead when I first moved here. And since then she's written 12 incredible books, so I really wanted to shout this out. Hometown pride, an Atlanta mom. So if you're sitting at home and you've got a story in your head, I want you to put pen to paper because you never know what will happen.
Yes.
But The Paris Widow is a great mystery thriller.
Okay.
Stella is, she meets this guy, she falls in love, but all of a sudden, Adam turns out to not be who she thinks. He's mysteriously goes missing. He goes missing. And so it's up to her to figure out how he's widowed. It's called The Paris Widow. He goes missing, he is murdered. It's up to her to figure out what is going on. Is he really the person he says he is? And how did this happen? As she starts to untangle this really thrilling read. Take this to the beach, take this to your cottage, to your lake house, or hide in your pantry from your kids.
Yes. Anyway, I have tale as old as time. That sounds good.
This is a good one. This is a great one. The second one, you guys, for fans of Crazy Rich Asians and that entire series, Kevin Kwan has done it again. Lies and Wedding by Kevin Kwan. This is a forbidden affair that erupts dramatically amid a decadent Hawaiian wedding in this hilarious, sophisticated, and thrillingly plotted story of love, money, murder, and of course, wealth. I love this story. For those of you who read or saw the movie Crazy Rich Asians, you will not be disappointed.
Kevin Kwan's
gives
so
you
talented.
everything you need.
All right.
The lavish lifestyles, I mean, out of this world, spending habits, diamonds, jewels, and again, a little bit of love, a little bit of mystery.
Right. I love the books too that transport you to another place because you feel like not only are you so enthralled in the story, but you want to go. You're like, well, I have to go to this place.
Yes.
I need to go. I need to visit. Yes.
On my yacht.
Right now I need a yacht.
I want to go.
In a private jet. Yes, of course.
All right. So our last selection, The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. All right. So this is sort of a middle grade. Grades 3, 4, 5, 6 can read this book, and also you can share it in your family for as young as probably grade 1. But I love this book, and it's also going to be coming to our big screens in September. So stay tuned for more of that, and it's narrated by Lupita. But Roz is a robot. And Roz does a crash landing on Earth in the middle of a forest. And it's a story of sort of found families, forgiveness, and finding people who love you for exactly who you are. It's got beautiful themes through it, but it's also great for the kids because there's robots and there's animals.
Yes.
And Roz has to now navigate this newfound family that doesn't look at all like her because they're animals and she's a robot.
Right. Okay. I have a rising 6th grader and a rising 3rd grader.
Great.
Yes. And my 6th grader was so into Harry Potter, and he was like, he keeps telling the 3rd grader, you have to read Harry Potter, but the 3rd grader wants nothing to do with that because the 6th grader wants him to read it. So that would be perfect, especially if it spans a couple grades.
There's a couple grades, and it's a series. So once your kids get into it, there's a book 2, there's a book 3, and it's going to the big screen, which I love. So it's kind of like, you encourage them to read, and then we can have a great movie night.
Yes. Okay. I love that. So The Paris Widow.
The Paris Widow.
The Kevin Kwan book.
The Kevin Kwan book, and The Wild Robot.
You've done it again.
They're all just really great books, and I'm really happy to support our local Atlanta authors that really had a dream to start writing and tell stories, and hey, you look up and 12 books later.
That's inspiring for sure. All right, tell people, speaking of inspiring, where they can follow you, Tanya.
Please follow me at It's Tanya Time, or if you want to join our book club, at Tanya Time Book Club. We're on Instagram. We're a virtual book club. I'll share my book club pics, and we can talk about it more and more. You know when you just read a book and you're like, on page 32,
yes.
I can't believe this happened.
I love it. That's what you do. And you get to meet and greet with the authors sometimes. It's really phenomenal. Thank you for starting that, Tanya, and I always love seeing you.
Thank you, Karen.
All right. After the break, we're not just reading